right, let's talk about something that might be messing with your Google ranking without you even knowing it. It's a super common issue, kind of sneaky, but it's all about making sure Google knows which page on your site is the real one. And it all starts with a really simple question.
So let me ask you this. Does any single page on your website have more than one address? Now, your first reaction is probably, no, of course not. But honestly, the reality is almost always a yes. For most websites out there, a single piece of content can actually be reached through a whole bunch of different URLs.
So how in the world does one page end up with so many different addresses? Well, from the perspective of a search engine like Google, it happens anytime the same content seems to live in multiple different places. And you'd be shocked how easily this happens. Let me show you.
Okay, just take a look at these. In our minds, these are all the same thing, right? But in Google's eyes, nope. These are 4 completely separate addresses. The version of your site with HTTP versus the secure HTTPS, that's 2 different URLs. The one that starts with www and the one without it, you guessed it, 2 more. So even though they all take you to the exact same homepage, a search engine bot literally sees 4 distinct pages.
And believe it or not, it doesn't stop there. URL parameters, those little bits and pieces that get tacked on to the end of a URL for tracking or filtering, they create even more unique versions. So if you have a product page and you add $color to blue or $sort to price, bam, you've just created a brand new URL for the exact same page content.
Okay, so who cares, right? Why is this actually a big deal? Well, it's a problem because all these different versions create a ton of confusion for search engines. To Google, it can look like you've just copied and pasted the same exact page all over your website.
And that confusion leads us right to this big, scary-sounding term, duplicate content. Now, when we talk about this in SEO, we're not talking about plagiarism. It's a technical thing. It's just what happens when Google's little crawler bots find the same content at a bunch of different addresses and then have to try and figure out what on earth is going on.
And yeah, the consequences, they're a pretty big deal. When Google sees all these copies, it gets confused and doesn't know which one you actually want to show up in search results. All that valuable ranking power you get from other sites linking to you, what people call link equity or link juice, it gets diluted. It's like trying to fill 4 cups with 1 pitcher of water. And in a worst-case scenario, Google might even think your site is kind of low quality because it just sees the same thing over and over. You're forcing Google to guess which page is the real one. And trust me, you never want to leave your ranking up to a guess.
All right, so that's the problem. It's a mess. The big question is, how do we fix it? How do we take back control and tell Google exactly which page it should be paying attention to? Well, luckily, the solution is actually pretty simple and really powerful. We give Google a direct command. And we do it with this brilliant little tool called the canonical tag. It's just a small piece of HTML code that you pop into your page's code. And its job is super specific. It points to the one single master copy of that page. You're essentially telling every search engine out there which URL is the official one.
And this is what it looks like. Seriously, that's it. It's just one little line of code. The rel equals canonical part is like a label that says, hey, what follows is the official version. And then the href part is simply the full URL of that master page, the one and only version you want Google to care about. To put it another way, you're basically grabbing the search engine and saying, hey, look over here. I know you might find this content through a bunch of different URLs, but ignore all of those. This one right here, this is the official one. This is the one that matters. It just totally removes all the guesswork.
So now that you know what it is, let's see if you have one. I'm going to show you how to find the canonical tag on your own site in like 30 seconds. You can even do this with me right now if you want.
Okay, first thing, just go to any page on your website. Once you're there, right-click anywhere on the page and look for an option that says View Page Source. A new tab is going to pop open with a wall of code. Don't worry, don't get scared by it. Just hit Ctrl+F on your keyboard to open a little search box and type in the word canonical. If that tag is there, your browser will instantly highlight it for you. Easy, right?
So, let's bring all this together. What have we learned? The canonical tag isn't just some random technical fix. It's about something way more fundamental. It's about giving each and every page on your website a clear, official identity for search engines.
Here is the absolute best way to think about it. The canonical URL, that's your web page's official legal name. You know, the one on its birth certificate. All those other versions, the one with HTTP, the one with tracking parameters, the non-WW one, those are all just nicknames. And you want Google to know your page by its real name, not by one of its dozens of nicknames. And that really leaves us with one final crucial question for you to think about. Is every single page on your site clearly telling Google its one true name? I'd go check, because if the answer is no, you might be leaving your SEO entirely up to chance. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.